The lands between can be an unknown and intimidating place when you first start Elden Ring. In this guide, we will cover some of the basics of the game as well as some opening routes you could take to not only become strong early, but also to scale into one of the most OP classes available in the game, the Sorcerer. The Sorcerer mainly uses magic and weapons that enhance spells. There are a variety of spells that Elden Ring offers, from powerful single-target nukes to huge AoE damaging abilities. There's never a dull moment as a Sorcerer. Being able to constantly fight at range and kite enemies can keep you out of harm's way. However, there are still options to fight in close quarters combat, ultimately offering a variety of builds and playstyles as you progress through the game. This guide will cover some basics of the game for completely new players, as well as show some routes to get some powerful early game spells and weapons. If you find the video informative or useful, drop a like and consider subscribing. This is my first video, so I hope you enjoy. When starting your first playthrough of Elden Ring, you will need to select your class. For a Sorcerer build, the best class to choose is the Astrologer. This is due to the high base intelligence this particular class starts with, as well as including a good early game spell, Glintstone Pebble. For a keepsake, I would recommend either taking the Crimson Amber Medallion, Fanged Imp Ashes, or likely the best option available, a Golden Seed. This will allow you to increase your flask count by 1 as soon as you rest at your first sight of grace. After you complete the tutorial of the game and claim victory over the Soldier of Godric, you will want to get your horse Torrent ASAP. This is accomplished by discovering 3 graces within Limgrave, sitting at the 3rd and speaking to Melina, at which point she will offer you an accord and upon accepting, gift you with the Spectral Steed Whistle, allowing you the ability to call upon Torrent. The 3 most common graces to discover are the First Step Grace, the Church of Ella Grace, and finally the Gatefront Grace. Torrent not only offers much quicker travel around the lands between, but also can give you access to certain areas you would otherwise be unable to reach. You can also fight enemies and certain bosses while mounted, not only offering a different type of combat, but also making it easier to take down more difficult foes. Now that you have Torrent, you can proceed directly south from the Gatefront Grace and grab the map of Limgrave, which will provide a detailed view of a large section of Limgrave. Next, you will want to purchase a few items from the merchant Kalé near the Church of Ella's site of grace. You will need to farm some ruins to do so, but luckily there are plenty of soldiers near the church. Kill them until you have at least 500 ruins, and then you can purchase a crafting kit and a torch, both of which are very useful for adventuring in the lands between. The crafting kit will allow you to craft certain consumables, and as you proceed through the game, you will come across various cookbooks that will expand your repertoire of craftable items. The torch is self-explanatory in that it offers a portable light source. This is very handy for the various caves found around Limgrave. You can light the way and avoid certain enemy traps and uncertainties found within various caves. Next, you will want to get your Spirit Calling Bell. This bell allows for the summoning of spirits in certain areas to help you fight the area boss. Obtaining this bell is rather elusive for new players as it requires it to be nighttime for the NPC Ranni to spawn. You can either wait for nightfall or you can simply change to nighttime by resting at a site of grace and selecting the Pass Time option and advancing to nightfall. I'd recommend doing this at the Church of Ella's site of grace, as that is where Ranni will appear. She will call you over, and once you advance through her dialogue and confirm that you have the ability to call upon Torrent, she will then gift you with the Spirit Calling Bell as well as the Lone Wolf Ashes. As mentioned, this bell will allow for you to call upon spirits via spirit ashes that you collect, ultimately helping you defeat tough bosses more easily. If you happen to choose the Fanged Imp Ashes as your keepsake at the beginning of your character creation, then the Spirit Calling Bell will enable you to summon them once you have enough FP to do so. They are much more powerful than the Lone Wolf Ashes and can cause bleed to certain enemies, making them extremely powerful against early game bosses. If you didn't choose them, there's no need to worry, as they are available to collect later on in your playthrough. Now that the basic setup for any playthrough is complete, it is now time to obtain our Sorcerer specific early game staff and spells. Start at the Church of Ella, Site of Grace, and make your way over to the Dragon Burnt Ruins. You can follow the path above for reference if you can't find them from the map location. Once there, you will want to find the stairs within the ruins. Proceed down into the ruins chambers below, killing or avoiding the rats and dogs as best you can. Open the door. Within the room, there is a chest. Open it. Do be aware that this is a trap chest with a transporter spell within it. Make sure your character is in the smoke that is let out to get transported. You will then spawn into the Celia Crystal Tunnel. Take a drink of your Estus to heal from the rats. From here, follow the path in the video to find your way to the entrance of the tunnel, being aware that the pest threads will one-shot you should you fail to dodge and get hit. Once you make it to the entrance of the tunnel, you can touch the grace and then proceed out of the tunnel. From there you can mount Torrent and begin heading southwest, avoiding all enemies as they are much stronger than you are currently. Run through the Swamp of Ionia and through the Scarlet Rot Lake, following the path shown, and you will eventually come to another set of ruins, Street of Sage Ruins. Within these ruins, you'll find two very powerful early game sorcerer items, the Meteorite Staff and the spell Rock Sling. The staff is located on the far west of the ruins, guarded by 3 toxic flower enemies. Kill them with relative ease using Glintstone Pebble, or simply run past them and grab the Meteorite Staff. You can then find Rock Sling within the depths of the ruins. Backtrack east a bit to find the stairs down into the ruins. The Meteorite Staff boosts gravity magic, of which Rock Sling is. The staff also comes with S tier scaling, so although it can't be upgraded, it already has the highest tier intelligence scaling in game, allowing you to take on early bosses with ease. Now travel over to Waypoint Ruins Grey Site, and then from there follow the path shown to find the Royal House Scroll. Once obtained, you can give it to Sellen the Sorceress, who is also located in the Waypoint Ruins, to allow you to purchase further spells from her, namely the Carian Slicer spell, which is a quick and powerful magic blade that is channeled from your staff. Once you've obtained the scroll, travel back to the Site of Grace and present it to Sellen via the Give a Scroll option. After some dialogue, study sorcery with her to get the Carian Slicer spell. Now that you have obtained some cool spells, you probably want to use them. The way to increase the number of spells you can learn is to find and obtain memory stones. These are most commonly found in various sorcerers and sorceresses' rises around the lands between. The first memory stone I'd recommend getting is going to be the one located in Oridy's Rise, located to the south of Limgrave. Proceed south until you encounter the Bridge of Sacrifice. Cross over the bridge and follow the path to the Spirit Spring to Oridy's Rise. From there, you will need to read the tablet at the entrance and solve the puzzle. This one is to find 3 wise beasts. Once you find the 3 ghost turtles around the rise, the seal will break, allowing for you to enter. Proceed up the ladder and open the chest for a memory stone. Now you can learn a total of 3 spells or incantations. Proceed to any Site of Grace and then assign Carian Slicer and Rock Sling to the slot. That's all there is. Now you are ready to become an unstoppable sorcerer on your quest of becoming Elden Lord. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. I hope you enjoyed my first video on how to become a sorcerer in Elden Ring. Happy adventuring in the lands between. Until next time.